Hi, my name is Ann Brazo. I'm the CEO of MPN Advocacy and Education International. We just hosted our very first pediatric and young adult MPN program in Chicago, Illinois. And although we had some parents and young adults speak at this event, we thought it would be very advantageous to those of you out there who just recently had a child diagnosed with an MPN, or you are a young adult who was just diagnosed with an MPN. And so we are going to interview some of those parents that were here today. Thank you, Celia, for sharing some information with us that could be beneficial to other parents with children and young adults with an MPN. Celia, when did you become involved with myeloproliferative neoplasms?
Well, my daughter was diagnosed in 1999 when she was 16. I think that was 22 years ago. So that was when I first learned about these disorders, and I had to educate myself on what they were.
Right. And I know since then you have done a tremendous job in not only advocating for her, but also on behalf of other patients with ET. What was the group you started?
I founded my nonprofit. It was called Friends of ET Research, and I formed this nonprofit specifically to give our daughter hope and encouragement, because she was very depressed that these disorders were rare and not really cared much about in the scientific community.
I know that you raised a tremendous amount of money for MPN research, and would you mind sharing that, because it's commendable and it has made a difference?
I believe it has made a difference, and I was very happy to raise awareness about these disorders and to raise funds for research, which was so important 22 years ago. And I began raising money in the year 2000, and since that time we've raised $750,000.
Bravo, that's amazing.
It is.
Last question.
Okay.
So here we are in 2018.
Yes.
And your daughter, who is a young adult with 2 children and married, and she's a nurse.
Yes.
And what transpired in the last year that has changed things for you now?
Well, she had a serious event where she suffered blood clots in both lungs. That kind of indicated to us that her form of ET had transformed into maybe a little more stubborn, a little more symptomatic, but she's recovered and is doing well now, and we're just very happy that she's doing well.
Yeah, and I do know that, and we will hear your story from the event, but I do know that she was pretty much in remission. Was that for 10 years?
She was in remission, almost unheard of. Yes, she was in remission for practically 10 years. We were very grateful and blessed that she got a break from it, and then it did come roaring back, unfortunately. I don't know where it went in those 10 years, but she got a break from medication and was able to accomplish a lot in her life during that time frame.
Yes. What would you impart, what wisdom would you impart to other parents of MPN patients?
The biggest wisdom I would share with them would be to educate yourself. There's a lot of information on the internet. Some of it's erroneous, some of it's scary, but you can weed that out and find the best MPN specialist that you can, even if that means you have to travel. It's worth it to have your case seen by someone who's an expert.
How did you take care of yourself?
Oh, I don't think I did. I don't remember.
That's interesting.
Meditation, but yes, the caregivers have to take care of themselves too.